Hallo grade 11s. Today we're going to talk about the nature of the roots. So, hulle gaan vir julle in die vraestelle vraag gee dat vir jou sê bepaal die aard van die wortels van die vergelyking. So they are going to ask you to determine the nature of the roots. In other words, we are going to say what type of a number is the value of x. So onthou jy gaan nou kwadratiese vergelyking kry en dan gaan jy kry x is gelyk aan sê net maar 2 of x is gelyk aan 3 and now they're asking you what type of number is 2 and 3. So they are real numbers, they are rational numbers, and they are not equal to one another. So that's where we're going. We want to describe the answers that we get. Okay. En om dit te doen, gaan ons hierdie gedeelte van ons kwadratiese vergelyking gebruik. We are only going to look at the part under the third form. So daai b kwadraat minus 4ac, and you know now we use a equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, goed. En daai dingetjie stel ons voor met so driehoekie. So ons gaan heeltyd na die driehoekie toe gaan en dan net daai b kwadraat minus 4ac. And this is the only calculation that you are going to do. You're just going to substitute b and a and c in there. And then depending on what answer you get, you are going to draw a conclusion about the nature of the roots. Nou, hierdie volgende stukkie kan jy so vir jouself gaan afskryf. If I were you, I would maybe pause the video here and draw this for yourself. En dan gaan ek vir julle verduidelik hoe dit werk. So as ons nou die diskriminantse waarde gaan kry. So you substitute b and a and c in and you get a value smaller than 0. Then you only write down one thing. You only say that this equation has non-real roots. So hy het nie reële wortels. You don't have to worry about this parabola. I just want to show you what that means. It means that the parabola that the equation represents doesn't cut the x-axis. So it can either be looking like that above the x-axis or it could be like that. But as you see, it doesn't cut the x-axis, so it has no real roots. It doesn't have any solutions for x. Okay. En as jy dit kry, is jy eintlik 'n bietjie lucky want dan het jy net een ding wat jy hoef neer te skryf. So then you only write down as your answer non-real roots of nie reële wortels. Okay, but now when we are looking at values of that little triangle bigger than or equal to 0, the first thing you write down when you see your answer and you see it is either 0 or a number bigger than 0, then you write down, okay, it has to be real roots. So if it's not going here to the left-hand side, if we're going to the right-hand side, you will write down 3 things each time. And the first thing you'll write down is real roots. Okay. En dan kan dit een van 3 goed wees daarna. As jy kry hy is gelyk aan 0, gaan jy sê hy is rasionaal en gelyk. As jy kry hy is 'n volkome vierkant, so for this I mean it's a number squared. So say for instance you get that is equal to 25 or equal to 16 or equal to 36 or equal to 4. Any one of our numbers that you know is a number squared, a whole number squared. Then you write down it's rational and it's not equal. And if you get any other number, so let's say it's equal to 14. We don't know what the square root of 14 is. So then you write down it is irrational and it is not equal. Now, grade 11s, I know this seems a bit deurmekaar and all over the place, but I'm going to do the examples with you and then I want you to come back to this because this you have to study. Hierdie moet jy gaan leer. Okay. Goed. Now that's the homework. We'll get to that. So if I go and look at this example, your first step is as simple as writing down, I have to determine the value for the driehoekie. Okay, so if we look at this expression, I hope you agree that b is equal to, wait, let's do them alphabetically. A is equal to 1, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to 9. Okay, so ons gaan stel hulle net in. B is 6 kwadraat minus 4 mal 1 mal 9. And if you type that into your calculator, you get 36 minus 36, which is equal to 0. Okay, nou, as jy jou leerwerk ken, beteken dit, ons is nou by hierdie situasie. Okay, so if you're at that situation, then you write down it has real roots, it has rational roots, and it has equal roots. So jy gaan skryf neer dis reëel, rasionaal en gelyk. Why? Because we calculated that this is equal to 0. So then I know I'm following this root where I say it's real roots, it's rational, and it's equal. En dit is dan jou finale antwoord. So jou antwoord gaan wees, dit wil sê reëel, rasionaal, gelyk. Okay, why? Because we saw this. Want as die driehoekie gelyk is aan 0, dan sê ons dis reëel, dis rasionaal en dis gelyk. Okay. The same here, I'm going to say b squared minus 4ac. So b, I hope you agree, is equal to -1. A is equal to 1 and c is equal to -2. So if you solve this, it's 1 plus 9, I think. Plus 8, which is 9. Now remember, 9 is a perfect square, want ons weet mos dat die vierkantswortel van 9 gelyk is aan 3. So in other words, in this case, I have the situation where the triangle, we call it the discriminant, but it doesn't matter, is equal to a number squared. Okay, en dan gaan jy terug na jou dingetjie daartoe en jy skryf neer wat dit beteken. That means it has real, rational, non-equal roots. So real, rational, en ongelyk. Okay, then this one I just put in to just make sure you guys remember you have to write it in its standard form. So as ons die discriminant gaan uitwerk, hierdie is die maklike stapie, so ek gaan hom net vinnig doen. It's 52. Nou sal julle sien dit beteken hy's groter as 0, maar hy's nie gelyk aan enige volkome vierkante nie. We don't know what the square root of 52 is, right? Jy kan hom sonder jou sakrekenaar uitwerk en hy gaan vir jou desimale getal gee. So because of that, we know that it means it's not equal to one of those. And now you go back to your little thingy up there. And you say that means it's real, it's irrational, and it's not equal. Okay. And then for the last one, same story. I picked one of each so that you can see what you have to do. This one will give you a negative number. So the moment that you have that is smaller than 0, in other words, a negative number, you only have to write down one thing. You just say it has non-real roots. So hy het nie reële wortels. So in 3 van die gevalle gaan jy 3 goeie skryf, but in this case you only have to write down one thing. Because if the roots are not real, they can't be rational or irrational or equal to one another because they don't exist. So there's nothing else that we can say about them. Okay, so graad 11 se hele uitdaging is nou, jy gaan hierdie ding moet gaan leer. Okay, en dan het ek vir julle hierso 4 neergeskryf. So you have to determine the nature of the roots for these 4 questions, please.